And when you are part of chartered accountancy, this particular body, I tell you that when you go for employment, perhaps if you are having a certificate in chartered accountancy, then I'm having a certificate, just my Bachelor of Business Administration certificate in accounting. All go for employment, definitely they will become the laborers. So if you are just holding a certificate in accounting, a degree, you become a laborer. But if you are a chartered accountant, what you be is a supervisor of your money. So it is in light of this fact that UEWBASA, Bachelor of Business Administration, have actually sought to bring ICA on board so that at least, despite our department is young, we can enroll ourselves in the ICA program so that at least BBA students will not go out there and be unemployed. We will go out there and be competitive. I actually had a lot of interest in ICA. Mr. Hansen is actually here. Please, can you put your hands together for Mr. Hansen? Okay. Mr. Hansen wants to take the mic from me, but I'm the MC for the program. But I'll give the mic to you anyway. Please, put your hands together for me too.
Thank you, Mr. Piaro. Good afternoon to you all. I didn't hear you at all. Good afternoon? Good afternoon. Good, that's great. You know, that commands journalists and big C's. So the way you command the good afternoon or any other response will also determine the job market, how fast you move in there, and the currencies that comes into your pocket. So good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Great, that's better. You get the PRO and clap, and that was good. But before he said you should clap for me, I had already started clapping for myself. So maybe I deserve it better before I go. In fact, that has also provided some CDs into your pocket already. Good. Now, please talk to you about ICA. I know we are mostly students in UEW, and most of us are reading the business courses. But then, we are here from the institute to throw more light into what we do and how far you can go if you are part of us. Now, the institute is you very, very important to the economy and to Ghana at large. Therefore, for us to come this far to this campus is a plus for BASA. So let's give it up to them. I think they've done a good job. Now, they didn't do just any job at all, but they brought you a very big man who is at the head of affairs at the institute. And if you look, it's no other person but one of the directors at the institute. And he is basically responsible for education and for students. So as you sit here, you have somebody who is going to enlighten you more as to how to become a CA student and also become a chartered accountant. It's in the person of Mr. Patrick Mensah, and he's the director for student services. So he's going to talk to you this afternoon. Give him a better one than you do.
It's my first time of coming as far as this place. The institution had been an old institution, except that we've not had the opportunity to be here. And it's refreshing. In fact, when I came in, we went somewhere, I parked the car. I didn't lock the car. And so while we had gone far, I asked Mr. Hansen to check for me whether my bag is still in the car. Because we went to one of the universities, in fact a big university, and somebody had kept the bag by her side. Within few minutes the bag was gone. And so I asked Mr. Hansen to check the car and see whether I'm safe. And I said, this is a mature university. But it's not like one of those where your things could easily be missing. Good afternoon to all of you here. So let me see you by hand. Good, good. You are here with me. Except that I don't have gifts. I would have given the gifts to those who are here. Whilst I was in the university, anytime there is a program, I will sit in front. And I used to be very tall. Now I've grown big, and so you don't see my height. But I used to be very tall, and so I will sit in front, and people will be saying, you are blocking my view. And I won't mind. My interest is to get what I want. But more importantly, we are here for a purpose. And thank you very much for coming. Whilst at the university, I attended only one seminar. And that seminar transformed my life. That had made me the person that I am today. Interestingly, it was when I was completing the university that I had that opportunity to attend. It was a friend who dragged me to that seminar. And he's done a lot of things for me. Many of you who are here, the thinking when you are at the university is that you are suffering. When you're, how do you call it today, GPA or CWA? I don't know how you call it today. But at a time when the mid-semester exam, all the exams, sometimes you'll be sick and all of that. And so when I was completing the university, I told myself, I'm tired, I'm going to look for a job to do. And that's the end of learning. We celebrated when we completed and thought that learning had ended. Unknown to us, that was the beginning of serious learning. Is what? The beginning of serious learning. And so those of you who are here, in fact, if you have the opportunity to be here, what you are doing here is to lay a very good foundation. Yesterday I was talking somewhere and I told somebody there that if you lay the foundation of a building neatly, very expensive, and you don't put the building on it, there is no way you can go and sleep inside and say, this is my house. Can you do that? You put up a very nice foundation, and we know that foundations are very expensive. In fact, they form the cornerstone of the building. If your foundation is not good, your building cannot be good. So you put up a very good foundation. You don't put up these things that hold it, and then you come here and you put your mat there, and then you say, I'm sleeping, this is my home, this is my house. Everybody will laugh at you and think that there's something wrong with you. Fortunately for us here at the university, I think our thinking is very right. And so once you lay the foundation, the next thing is to add on. I saw Mr. Hansen when he did the national service with the Institute of Capital Accountants. He didn't leave it there. He had to add on. And so when there was an opportunity to employ somebody as a manager, people looked at his CV. And his CV had indicated. Then I saw the others and said, this gentleman is thinking ahead into the future. The difference between all of you here, the difference in terms of life, will be what you add onto the foundation that you have. I hope I'm making some sense. Yeah. Am I making sense? Yes. Okay. So some of you will go out to be lawyers, some of you will go out to be accountants. I wish that you all become accountants. That is my wish, and I'll tell you why. Some of you will grow up to be doctors, and so the difference that will come in life is as a result of what you add on what you have. And that is what we want to share with you this afternoon. We are here to tell you that if you lay the foundation anywhere, it will be a education. How many? English. Okay, so you tell me the course, social studies, economics, HR. Okay, I did economics, but I'm here. Yes. Okay, HR, how many? Okay, so you tell me some of the courses that you have. Tell me, let me know. What are the courses? I'm not going to do the talking alone. I want everybody to be part of the talk. Geography. Okay, so I did geography, economics, and law at the university. I ended up graduating with geography and economics. Okay, so you tell me yours. For your first degree, you have what? Law. What again? Okay. The summary of it is that any program that you are doing, you become a chartered accountant. Any program that you do, it doesn't matter. And I know somebody who did music at the University of Ghana. He did business, and the University of Ghana, when you go there, they give you the program that they think you should do. So they gave him music and philosophy. He ended up majoring in music. When he completed, I don't know who gave him the advice, but then I had not even known the Institute of Chartered Accountants. So he started with his music. I joined the institute, met him somewhere writing level 3 of the institute's examinations. And as the exam person, I used to talk to him a lot. He completed, he became a chartered accountant, and now he's working with the United Nations as a chief accountant. And he travels all over the world. That is why I said initially that the person you become is not the degree that you get. And that's some of the investors, that's their philosophy. Now you do classics at the first degree, you do philosophy, you do economics. There are some of you who want to come and do business, you want to do economics, you go and do accounting. I didn't get the opportunity to start with accounting. So it doesn't matter what you are doing here. What you do is how you commit yourself to the foundation. Once you do very well with the foundation, when you are putting on the building, it could be a solid building, it could be a single room, it could be whatever. The end of it will make it very good. I wish that you all come into accounting. How many of you want to come into accounting and become chartered accountants? So don't try, as your friends are here. I'm happy. Very, very happy. Why is it that in this country we have almost everything? And yet, in the morning, when you go into the archives, when you listen to the radio, when you open your TV, the things that you hear are embezzlement, malfeasance, stealing. You can tell me some of the words. Cheating. And then we have almost everything in this country. And yet it's as if we lack everything. Oh, you haven't observed that? To the extent that people complete the university today. When I completed the university, jobs were all over the place. All over. Today people complete the university and it's as if we cannot get jobs for them. Why? What's the reason? What is the reason? The reason is that we are not being accountable. Accountability is a problem in this country. It's a big problem. You give money to people to do some work, the next moment the money becomes their money. To execute a project, and then you see them riding in big cars. To the extent of even getting some of them dishing out their money to their boyfriends and girlfriends. How many of you do that? When you are giving money by your parents, you don't them about your friends. Anyway, that is the domestic one. But on a more serious note, we have almost everything in this country that we should not be poor. We should not be talking about lack of employment or unemployment. We should not. And as if Ghana is west, go to Nigeria. And you see what you will not want to see. I was there, I asked myself, is that the oil country? The country endowed with a lot of oil. Our main problem is that we are not accountable. And one time I was speaking in the church and I told somebody that in the church, that even in the church, there should be accountability. Understand when Jesus gave some talents to some people, he came back demanding whatever had accrued to what he had given to them. So the person was given 10, got 10. The person was given 5, got 5. The person was given 2, got 2. The one who was given 1, what did he do? He buried it in the ground. And then he said, take your rotten talents. And the owner got so angry. And so what we are committing ourselves to do is to make everybody aware about accountability. And that is what the Institute of Chartered Accountants is all about. You learn how you become accountable. So that when we give you money, I know somebody will give you a family money to organize the burial of a relative. If it became bad, but it was difficult to be burying the person. You have consumed the money before the date of the burial. And this person is a university graduate. I'm telling you, university graduate. Family have given him money, and I was one of those who gave the money that because of the nature of our work, we cannot make time to be there. So if you take the money, organize the whatever, and all of that for the burial. When we went back, nothing was bought. The money was gone. So that is the problem that we have. When you take it to the higher level and you enter business, accountability is very important. And that's why many of the jobs, you know, when someone started so many businesses, they are all gone. They collapse. Because somebody is employed to be a chartered accountant, somebody is employed to be an accountant at a place, he doesn't know anything about accounting. And so all that he does is that all the money coming, take the money away. I was in one of the ratings. The BASA of a secondary school owned 5 cars. The headmaster was not having a bicycle. Not really a bicycle. And the story that I was told was that sometimes he would deceive the headmaster into, some drinking in Ghana. At least, if we want this country to progress, then we will need 13,000 chartered accountants. Not just accountants, chartered accountants. There are some of the people who call themselves accountants when you go to their offices. They are not. No, they are not. By virtue of the seat that they sit on, they are called accountants. But their knowledge, they are not accountants. The reason is that the act that established the Institute of Chartered Accountants says that if you don't go through this institute, you are not an accountant. So maybe you could be sitting on a certain seat, and I know somebody who was working with the Controller Accountant General. Recently they brought a new law, and he had to vacate the seat for another person to occupy it. Because for a long time he was occupying it without possessing the knowledge for it. As an accountant, they said, please, this time we have grown. We want somebody with the knowledge of accounting to occupy that seat. You don't have the knowledge, so we beg you. He came to the office, registered. He's now about 52 years. He says he has to charter before he goes on retirement. The accounting is good, and so leaving the place was difficult for him, but he was not having the knowledge. So what we want to introduce to you is that all of you who are taking it upon yourself to walk all the way. I was telling my friend that long distance to this place, to walk to this place. I want to see you become chartered accountants. There is a young man working with the Institute of Chartered Accountants now, and he is a consultant. He also didn't get an opportunity to immediately go to the university. He went to the university finally, but he did this RSC and whatever. He came to write the institute exams, 2 years, then he went to the University of Ghana. He completed, came back, got chartered, became a chartered accountant. He's going to do law, and he's a lawyer. So he's a lawyer, he's an accountant. He did 2 MBAs and a master in management. Recently, he's graduated with his PhD. When he writes his accolades, my brother, you just, be happy. You'll be happy for him. He writes from one place to the other. The first time he gave me his card, and then I looked at it, I said, what happened? He's too full. He said, yes, he's doing another PhD. And as I always tell you, learning is a spirit. That's my opinion. It's a spirit. If you commit yourself to it, it will come to you. It's just like you learn to play football. The more you play, the spirit of play will come to you. So learning is just like anything that you commit yourself to do and do it very well. You see that you master the art of doing it. And so this young man has got chain of qualifications. Recently I happened to go to Liberia for some exercise. They are also writing an exam, so I went there. to check what was happening to the exam. When I went, he was there. I met him at one of the programs. I asked him what he was doing. He said he's come there on consultancy. And do you know how much he was taking every month? $16,000. He came to Ghana and we decided to offer him employment. He said, Mr. Mensah, Mr. Mensah, you are worrying yourself. Did I tell you I want to work here? I'm not working here. I'm just going to room and be giving lectures, talks. And that's what he's doing now. He's giving lectures. He goes to Sudan, Nairobi, whatever. And so I always tell people that for me, I hear now graduates have an association called graduate, whatever, unemployed graduates. I beg you, when you complete the university, don't join that association. You can join best, that one is good. But don't join an association of negativity. Don't. I hope you get my point. Okay, whether you don't get it or not, I say don't join it. Instead of deciding to do that, and people say that, you see, if you talk about the first degree, UEWBASA, University of Education, Winneba. How many graduates? Think about it. Maybe 1,000 graduates at a go, maybe. Go to University of Ghana. How many graduates? Maybe 1,000. Natford University, 300. Rexford University, just around the area, 300. You go to UPSC, 600. Go to KN University, 1,000. And then we have smaller universities. Then you come to the polytechnics, who are also now running some university programs, in addition to the HND. And so, by the time the year that you complete, you have about 10,000 graduates coming out. If we advertise for a job, the number of people who will be applying for that job, you cannot imagine. Recently, we advertised for some 3 positions. One, an assistant manager, Cables and Takrady. We advertised in the papers. The other one was library support. And then there was another for an officer in Cape Coast. We want to open an office in Cape Coast. A position we thought was up to the level of a degree. We got people with PhD applying. PhD, doctorate. They were all applying for officers. In fact, I did the shortlisting. Anybody who came with masters or PhD, I didn't list the person. It is for graduates.